Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Helene Gidley. She is the founder of A2Agile. She is a vibrant entrepreneur, agile coach, celebrated for her extraordinary ability for getting things done, and she has more than 40 years of experience. She'll show us how to use powerful agile management, project management technique to get things done and build your best life. Welcome to the show, Helen.
Thank you so much, Ajay. I'm happy to be here and chatting with everyone and helping to share what I call my superpower of getting things done.
Absolutely, absolutely. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form. And
Lovely.
I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk about. We'll be talking about mastering productivity. But before we master productivity with your help us understand a bit about your journey, Helen, so that people know who they are listening to.
That's great. Well, thanks. I've spent my whole career in the IT field, starting way back in the day on the IBM mainframes. So I've done programming, I've done systems programming, and moved through the ranks of programmer, project manager, manager. And somewhere, and all that time, it has been more traditional project management methods of getting things done, which always left me a little flat. And it was somewhere around the year 2000, 2003 that I got exposed to Agile. And there was just no turning back. That whole ability to be able to adapt to changing circumstances, the more visibility, your ability to focus really makes the difference in getting things done and feeling productive. And so I've taken the best of standard project management with the Agile methods and have created what I call the art of Agile Living, a way to manage all of your work, whether it's your professional work, your personal work, things you're doing for home or play, all in one place. Finally, one place to get everything done. So that's a
Right.
bit of my journey of how I've kind of gotten there and why I came up with this method and am passionate about sharing it with others.
Wonderful, wonderful, Helen. Now, to form a simple perspective, simple person's perspective, what is this agile project management all about and agile living? So, both from a personal point of view
Right.
as well as from a work point of view, because people use different things for the same context. So, I want them to understand what is this uh, thing all about from a common person's perspective,
Yep.
especially from small business owners' perspective.
Certainly. So it is a way of being able to manage your work using something as simple as a sticky note, right? I take the visibility that we lose when we start using electronic methods for managing all of our time. And I'm really dealing with my personal time, what I'm doing every day, and how overwhelmed that I can feel with my personal and professional work and all the tasks that are vying for my attention. And I'm I'm providing a way to get all of that work done in one place. And the difference, and one of the key differences that I'm focusing on, is that tactile sense. When we work in something more traditional, like a Jira board, a Trello board, some electronic to-do list in Microsoft, um, it's easy to just build a big list and be overwhelmed with everything that's on it. It doesn't feel real. It's just like this pile in front of me. By putting each item on a list, a sticky note like this, and treating it like we do in our Agile projects, where we ask our software development teams to take their work, break it down, and make it something more tangible and small that they can work with. By doing that, we've now reduced the burden on ourselves. And we've allowed ourselves to be able to take that work, make it smaller, and actually start to get things done in a faster time frame, just like our Agile teams do with their software development. So I've really taken what we've asked our software teams to do for a couple decades now and applying it to managing our own personal work. And one of my real key secrets or practices is that I am putting the kinesthetic, the tactile piece back in, something that we've lost over the years. But that electronic list, it's great. You know, what's that old saying? Out of sight is out of mind, right? So the moment I don't have that in front of me, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to find myself off on another tangent and not focusing on what I really need to get done. By putting it as something really tangible and physical and having it just in front of me and focused for the day, suddenly I'm able to actually get things done far better than any other way. So that's why I talk about the bit of agile and project management together, because we're still managing work, we're still prioritizing our work, we're defining it, we're estimating it, we're ordering it, and we're getting it done. But the difference is how I help you focus by putting a tactile sense back in, because as humans, we've evolved to be in an environment that's physical and tangible, tactile around us. And there is a mind and body connection between picking something up. And I keep pointing back to my little sticky note, by picking something up. And this is now something physical, right? This is a little piece of work that I have to do. And by putting it on a sheet of paper, by moving it over, by putting check marks on it, I've made it tangible. I've made it concrete, not just some conceptual bit of work that I had to get done. And I'm tying into that whole kinesthetic approach that as humans we react to. It's another one of our senses of touch and feel, and that your body holding it and moving it around makes it real and helps you focus. And honestly, that's what I'm all about, is helping people focus more on what they're doing to be able to help them get things done. And that, to me, that's like one of the big secrets and one of the holy grails of our getting things done, right? Is that ability to focus and not get distracted. So I provide that method of helping you focus and get work done in a reasonable time frame to help you stay motivated to keep doing it that way.
Right,
That
Helen.
help?
So, from a common person's perspective, if I understand, does it mean that uh, agile living is also about less of tech, more of things that you can see and feel? Is it
Yes.
about that one part? Second is that, if it's for our personal life as well as some part of our business. Also, in terms of project management, agile project management,
Mhm.
they say you can break that work into different phases.
Right.
Earlier also people have tried with something called the division of labor,
Mhm.
where everyone will be experts in their own field. Hope I correct me if I'm wrong anywhere.
Mhm.
Now is project management a different, agile project management a different name for that? So help us understand from a work perspective, as for also from a agile living perspective, what is it about technology, how much technology, less
Mhm.
automation, more automation,
Right.
less software, more of things in real rather than just
Right.
software.
Exactly. So, a lot of good questions in there. And I'll say that the Agile project management um, it's less about software and more about, as you were saying, breaking work down, but not necessarily breaking things down into that division of labor of moving to the experts the work that they're best at. In the real agile field, we look for what we call T-shaped individuals, right? Where you have along the top knowledge in a number of areas, but you may be deep in one area, and that's the T, right? So you might be that Java expert, JavaScript expert, a Java expert, but you know how to do a number of other things, and you've played in C++, and you can do some cascading style sheets, and you can do a few other things, but you're really good in one area. And that ability to do a little bit of a lot of things actually makes you more valuable to the team, because you can backstop others, and work now isn't dependent on one single resource that may get backlogged and backed up. So that's the perspective of Agile Project Management, that you're looking for more T-shaped individuals. As far as technology goes, right, is it more tech or less tech? Um, a lot depends on where is your team, right? If you have a distributed team, so if you have people that are working for you that are in India, then you may have a little bit more technology to be able to do that communication back and forth, and you'll be explaining, having larger documentation because you're further away from, let's say, your home team is in Britain or in the United States or somewhere else in the world, right? The further you are away from, the development team and the other team members, the more you'll have to rely on technology. So I won't deny that technology is there. But when I look at blending what I'm doing for work and what I'm doing for my personal life, and that's where it really comes in, my art of Agile Living, because our personal and professional lives are now fully intertwined, right? When I'm at work, I may have personal things that come in. When I'm at home, work things come in. And it's that ability to manage all of that work in one place. And that's where I bring in this more tactile sense, right? So the work you're doing, AJ, managing these podcasts, and you have family responsibilities and personal responsibilities, and how are you getting things done? And do you feel overwhelmed with the amount of work coming at you? That's where this really comes into play. And there's a lovely section in the book that I have here, the Art of Agile Living, which I'll share. There we go. There's a lovely section in here on family gatherings. And I don't care where you are in the world, there is probably a very similar thing that happens to you, that happens to me. And that is, you're overwhelmed. You have this big family gathering and you're running around getting everything done. And the family arrives. And the first question nearly everyone asks is, what can I do to help? And generally our answer is, like the deer in the headlights, oh, nothing. I've got it all covered. Just go sit down and make yourself comfortable. As an Agilist, I knew that there was something better for that. And this has a way of helping to allow, for those who would like, a voluntary method of allowing you to break your work down and letting other people help. Generally, close family members are the ones that pitch in. And it's things like help set the table, get extra chairs out, pour water in the glasses, open the bottle of wine, make the coffee, make the tea. It's all those little things that are overwhelming you, that we provide a way to help others also help and enjoy their time together. So it's a combination of the work that you're doing professionally and the work that you're doing at home. And how do I manage all of that together?
Right, Helen. So a lot of people who struggle with this time thing, personal life, professional life, and at the end of the day, there is no time for whatever they still wanted to achieve. The work consumes them, family responsibility consumes them for whatever reasons. So in that sense, and that is where also talking about your book, The Art of Agile Living, tell us a bit about your book more, so that what is this whole book about? Who is this book for? Is it for everyone, or is it only for business people or very busy people, so that they can make their lives better?
Great. I like to say that the Art of Agile Living is for those people having trouble getting work done or even getting things started. And it's with something as simple as, my sticky note. My book really lets you accomplish anything you set your mind to. So it is for those who are struggling to get things done. If you're good and you've got your work-life balance going and everything is not overwhelming for you, great. You can move on and have fun. But if you're struggling with getting your work and personal life balanced and work done, then this book is for you, to help you come up with another way, find another way to break your work down into small bits, get more done a little bit at a time, get feedback, increase these feedback loops, and start to see that your work is getting done, and you actually see your completion on a daily basis by these sticky notes that get completed and moved over, from one place to another, it gives you motivation. So
Right.
that's where I find that the book is best received for those who are looking for some help managing that, what we call that overwhelm.
Right, Helen. So, for someone who wants to get started, what are the few things that they can do if they are, say, suppose someone who is busy in their personal life, they, their office also is taking a lot of time. So, how do they use this book, or how do they get started with making their lives better?
So one of the first things that I have people do is to begin to break your work down. I provide you examples of how I do it and how something as simple as like getting a project started can turn into lots of little steps to enable you to take that work and get it into small chunks. And my small chunks are anything from a minimum of 5 minutes to 2 hours. And 2 hours, why 2 hours? Think about it. When was the last time you could work uninterrupted on your own for more than 2 hours? Many people say it's like, I don't know, I get 15 minutes, right? So if your work is taking a lot longer and you're always getting interrupted, of course you're never getting anything done. And of course you're always feeling overwhelmed. So I teach you in this book how to break things down into smaller bits and how to estimate your work. So you have an idea of how long you think things take, hence the 5 minutes to 2 hours and increments in between. And I walk you through thinking small and focusing. So those are the two big things: thinking small and focusing. And that's my big start. That's really what we cover, in the book, and its heart. And then a lot of background info on why this makes sense and why things happen to us as humans, and why getting a little more physical and thinking of our work differently works for us.
Right, right, Helen. Now, in terms of, as an agile coach, what are the things that your clients generally come to you for? They are experts. They have achieved that particular position in life, perhaps also managing productivity efficiently. What has happened suddenly that they have lost that thing and are overwhelmed with work? Help us understand a bit on the ground.
Well, usually Agile customers will come to us, and my company A2Agile will come to us when they are looking to adopt the Agile practices within their firm. So they may be getting work done currently, but it's not the optimum method of getting their work done. And they want to be able to deliver more incrementally. So they'll come to us, and through our coaching and training practices, we help them adopt these principles of just everything I'm talking about in my book: breaking work down into smaller chunks, estimating it, organizing the work, helping them to focus on the one thing that they're doing at a time to get work done, and how to communicate, increase their visibility within the organization. These are all the techniques that we help bring them and help bring to the teams to enable them to complete their Agile adoption or succeed in it.
Wonderful, wonderful. There's much to learn from you, Helen, and I'm sure there is a lot of things to learn from your book and also from your coaching. So, for those people who would like to connect with you for this, what's the best way for them to do so?
Well, there's two things if I can put into the chat window. Let me just click over here. I have a link to the Art of Agile Living on our website. It's a2agile.com/agile living. And that'll be a great page to just sort of get started with, like, where is this book? What is it? And I have YouTube videos we call tutorials on there. So you can even start watching a few tutorials. And they're all of 3 minutes long. They're short. They're meant to be quick and easy. So that's a great way to get started. And I am on LinkedIn as just Helene Gidley.
We'll put it.
And you've got my name up there. So
we'll put it that on the YouTube description.
Yes. So connect with me through LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from you. And you can pop into our page on Agile Living and learn a little bit more about the book, watch a few videos, and see if it's for you.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
And thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure chatting with you.